Hey everyone, Dragon here, and today I'm doing run number 9 of my hardcore Valheim speedrun series. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys Zorko's Fish Refuge today. I felt my run number 8 was a little lacking. I hated that it missed my original intro here, so let me just show you something cool from my other world. What we have here is Zorko's Fish Refuge. It was a fishing shack where we put the fish behind a rock. It was Ken's idea to maybe create a koi pond or a fish pond, but the fish eventually do somehow find their way out. I think it's like a world glitch, like a world save glitch, but I don't know. We do have 2 fish still in there. They've been in there for probably like 40 days. So it's possible to trap some fish and keep a hatchery. Not that they would mate. Anyway, let's hop into run number 9 and I'll show you how I do. So the first thing that happened was I tried to sneak up on a deer with a torch, and I would like to share with you that that does not work. After I learned that, it was pretty smooth sailing to get my 2 deer heads. I just stuck around the main altar there where you land. I don't think it's all RNG, you can kind of hear them from a distance, and there's usually some around that altar. After collecting my 2 deer heads, I went over to Ixir and I set up a little camp, made myself some food, and I summoned Ixir. I didn't have much time to beat my old record, so I didn't have enough time to make shelter or get rested. I just went into it. This was a really hectic battle, so I kept the whole battle here. Because I didn't have rested, I wasn't regaining health very fast. So yeah, I could have been killed many times. If you wanted to take no damage from Ixir, you have to parry his attacks. Blocking with either of these weapons will still hurt you. So he will whittle you down if you don't have rested. You're not regaining that health back. I was planning on killing him with a torch, that's why I made 3 of them, but they eventually broke down, and I ended up having to use my club to finish it. For those of you who haven't been watching my health, I've been fighting under like 20 health this entire battle. But I mean, I guess that's to say I did stuff wrong in the very beginning to put me there. Regardless, when shit got serious, I killed that fucking deer. Ixir wasn't in record time, unfortunately. I was a little bit late getting there, getting those deer heads. But I do believe that it is possible to get it even lower. I did get really good on the RNG though, with it being right next to the start. But whatever. Moving on, we're gonna try the Elder then. I found my first maypole in a little village, and then I found some black forest and killed myself a spawner. Got an early seed. Started collecting them early. So I was heading north and I found this little tower. I was looking for any signs of the Elder. I was gonna do any dungeons I found, but I found the Elder's location, and it was the opposite direction. So I had to turn around and change directions. Roaming through the forest, I found myself another spawner, got myself another ancient seed. Based on the distance of the Elder, I really thought he was across the sea, but eventually I learned that he is not. He's actually on my landmass, which is awesome. So I start working my way towards him. I also do some crypts. I don't plan on fighting him right now, so yeah. I just wanted to make sure I could get to him. One of these crypts, I had a tense little brawl with some skeletons. Shit got real. I wanted what was on the other side of them, and so I had to figure this out. My club was broken from doing another crypt and some other stuff. I haven't been able to make a home base yet. So with no club, I resort to the bow. And as you can see, it does like crap all damage to this guy. And so I come up with a new plan. As I walk through this door, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna use that door and I'm just gonna go loot the shit. I found a few beehives on my journey. Here's one of them. This is right next to a Draugr village, which I don't know if any of you have seen one, but here it is. It took me a minute to ponder if one of these arrows from a Draugr would just straight up kill me with no armor. And so I kinda left pretty quick. I didn't want to find out. I spent most of this day exploring. I went and found a swamp to my east, and I found one crypt in it that I could see, and then I found plains. And I was at 30 health and no armor class, and if a Desquito found me, I'd be dead, so I got the fuck out of here. But as you can see, I skirted the plains to figure out where the line was. All to figure out where I wanted to put my base, you know? So I've spent 4 days pretty much just exploring the map, other than killing Eikthyr. I feel like I'm behind in the times here. My other run, I had a base at day 5. I have literally nothing in day 4. So I start working on a base right next to a mountain, right near the swamp, kinda near the Elder, near the water, near the Draugr village, right next to a copper vein. I think this is a good spot. The problem I see now, though, is that I'm not going to be able to catch up and be able to make my bronze axe and my fine wood bow before day 8. So I start just preparing to go fight the Elder with 2 crude wood bows and a leather helmet. Again, I'm fighting the Elder here with 2 crude wood bows, level 2, and a level 1 leather helmet that gives me 2 armor. Let's do this. I'm sorry for the jumpy cam. It's a little jumpy because of me in general, but it's also been sped up because the video is long. So yeah, just bear with me. This was a hard attempt with no armor. I couldn't get hit by anything. I had a little bit of food buff to buffer my health here and not just straight up die to nothing, but yeah, this is a stressful attempt. I'm trying to take what I learned from my past attempts and apply it here. I believe that you can mid-range this boss to the point where you never get tendrilled and also never get stomped, which only leaves the roots there to kill you. So if you can avoid the roots and that be your main focus, I think you can just kill them pretty easily. What I learned is that it's kind of like a phase thing. When you summon for roots, that's your main focus. You kind of move out of them, but you also want to stay, like, keep him at a mid-range, whether he's following you or you're just moving around him. And then once you're out of roots, then your focus is to not get stomped. So yeah, if you can just break it into those two pieces, I think it's a pretty easy fight. But don't get me wrong though, I have 2 armor class and I'm pretty scared that I could die to anything. If one root hit me, it could knock me off guard and I could get killed by anything else. Maybe a second root, maybe the elder stomp, anything. I would also like to note that I'm kind of circling the inner fire as much as I can because I don't want to attract more Grey Dwarfs into the situation. I fucking hate those things, and as you can see in the very beginning, I had to deal with them while I was dealing with the Elder and Roots. So I should have probably cleared the area. I'm being reckless, and my reckless attempt to beat a record. I don't know about you guys, but I'm staring at that fucking ass right there. Not that I have a choice, that's kind of where the camera is. Nothing really eventful happens here for a minute, so I'm gonna skip ahead in the video to the next eventful thing, where my bow breaks. So a level 2 crudewood bow can almost kill the Elder, so I assume a level 3 crudewood bow probably could on its own. So right here guys, right at the end, right at the finish line, I should have died. If you watch this, you know I should have died right here. But I lucked out, RNG for the win, and I killed the Elder, and this is record time. Contrary to how easy I made it look, it was stressful as fuck. I knew I could have died at any time, and then I'd have to destroy my character and my world and throw it all away again. But having defeated the Elder on day 5 instead of day 8, I took advantage of the extra days and spent days farming. Did a lot of farming, collected some neck meat so that I could make some poison resist meat. I had a base upgrade, and eventually I went to mining copper. My primary gear was going to be troll leather this time. I wanted to stay light, and I have a belief that you don't actually need a huge armor class to beat the boss. The armor class is actually more for the random mobs you have to face in each biome. At least that's my theory that I'm working with. Also, troll leather is able to be upgraded with the highest workshop, where the other armors aren't. So you can actually upgrade troll leather a long ways, and each piece only costs 1 troll, and then the upgrades cost half a troll. Day 7, I'm mining some tin to make some bronze. Pretty psyched because I'm ahead of schedule. I've never beat the Elder before day 8 yet, so it's day 7 and I'm just farming away to try and push into the swamp, happy as can be. I killed any trolls that I saw when I was out. I gotta keep working on that troll leather set. The bronze was mainly for a bronze axe and a fermenter because I needed poison resist for the swamp. At least I felt like I did. You really don't if you're really careful. So maybe in the future that could be something that could be skipped in the interest of time. But for now, I wanted my fermenter because that poison resist will save my life. Once I had my bronze axe, I had to go out and collect some fine wood and some core wood and make my fine wood bow. I also made some base upgrades. I made a fermenter, but I forgot to make the cauldron first, so I couldn't ferment anything. Just a note, you should probably do that. And while I was doing base upgrades and whatnot, the ground started shaking. Fucking trolls attacked. The one with the log almost kills me. I'm not happy. I kinda was thinking about leading them away, but then I remembered that this is a raid, so I don't think they actually get led away. So instead I head up to my mine, my quarry, where the ground is all fucked up. I figure I can use the ground to mess up their pathing. And what happens is they smash my fucking house. Then they walk back up the hill towards me and into the forest and disappear. I don't even get the fucking troll leather. I needed that troll leather. I needed one more upgrade, at least soon. Luckily they didn't smash my fermenter. They only smashed my forge and my workshop and a couple things. And I was able to rebuild pretty quickly. And after that, I went troll hunting. Not really, I was actually heading to the swamp and I found a troll. And so I decided to kill it. I really did need that troll leather. Day 9. After killing that troll, I head back and I make myself some upgrades. I get myself a deer hide cloak, and I think I'm ready for the swamp now. At least that crypt that I saw. Should be able to get to it. It's pretty close to the border. The swamp has a welcoming party for me. A bunch of skeletons. They look like they're waiting. Waiting in ambush. But it's okay. My club is well equipped for skeletons. So it's day 9, and I'm in a crypt in a swamp. That's new for me. It's a good record. Not gonna write it down. I filled up on all the iron I could take, and I took it back to the base, threw it in the smelter. It turns out that the forge needs some improvements in order to make an iron mace or an iron pickaxe. You need level 2 forge. So I made some forge upgrades and some base upgrades and generally just kept running back and forth. Day 10. I was out collecting deer leather, deer hide. I wanted to make a iron helmet because that's the only iron piece that I really want from this. It doesn't give you a movement speed penalty for wearing it, and you just get that huge armor buff. Once my helmet was done, the fermenter just finished as well, so now I have poison resist mead. So I head back into the swamp, go and collect more stuff. These crypts are a maze sometimes. I don't know how I don't get lost more than I do. Y'all want to see how a barbarian kills 3 deer? Whatcha? Upon arriving home, I decide that my rested buff is not strong enough. So I go and make a fine wood chair out next to my beehives. Thought it looked nice. Then I went back inside and got my +1 to rested, sitting at comfort 6 inside. Then I went back down to the crypt and I finished up. I cleared the crypt. There's no marker for bone mass. And I just brought everything back because it was nighttime. Day 11. I'm forging iron. I'm fermenting minor healing mead. I'm waiting out a storm. I'm getting rested. I'm preemptively making a pickaxe for the mountain. But once it's daytime, I head back down to the swamp. I go and check the crypt for anything that I might have missed. I came out with like 6 more iron, but there's nothing else in there. So I go out and I start searching the swamp. I find me a surtling core farm, or at least to make me one out of a spawner. And I keep looking. This swamp was rather small though, and there was not a second crypt in it. That's frustrating. That means I have to go back to the base and probably make a boat and try and find another swamp. First I had to get me some copper, and my healing mead finished up in the meantime, which was great. And I went to smelting copper and tin so that I can make me some nails for my carve. I had set up a second smelter to speed up the process, and then I realized I had just enough iron to make an iron mace, which I needed for bone mass, so I did. And then I finally made my bronze nails, and I made myself a portal so that I could get home. And then I went down to make myself my carve. Making the carve used up a little bit too much fine wood. I wouldn't have been able to make a portal, so I went and got myself a little more before leaving. And then I set sail for swamps, or whatever, the future. It wasn't long before I found myself a swamp. It wasn't very far away. It was just across the sea and south a little bit, and it looked kind of cool. I spotted 2 crypts from the shore and moved in right away. I usually have stuff waiting for me on the shore. This time it was fairly safe. I had a couple leeches in the water, a couple joggers in the distance wandering in, but fairly safe. After clearing the area, I went in the crypt, and lo and behold, after breaking down the first wall, I found the bone mass altar, or the bone mass location, I should say. He is a fucking fuck away. With this new information, I had to make a decision. Either I spend a couple days farming out these 2 crypts, and maybe more, or I just leave, get to the bone mass swamp where I think there's more crypts, and go kill bone mass. And so I decided to just outskis after finding his location and start heading his way. He is so far away. That is days of travel by sea. At least from my perspective right now. Rounding the bottom of my island, or my continent, I discovered something pretty grand. Found the trader. Instead of stopping to visit the trader, I didn't want to waste the time, and I didn't have the valuables I needed, I don't think, to afford everything I needed. So I decided to just keep going towards bone mass. I had ran into a serpent. I did kill him, but I didn't keep the footage of collecting the meat, so it's whatever. I do have some serpent meat though, for bone mass if I cook it up. I parked my boat on top of my new surtling core farm. I just had to kill the natives. After clearing a spot for my portal, I went home and I rested, and I I got my potions and just relaxed for a minute, and then I came in to fight Bone Mass. Needed to kill him ASAP. Wanted to set a record. It's day 14. I'm doing great. So I'm coming into this battle with a level 1 Iron Mace, a level 3 Wooden Tower Shield, a level 2 Trollhide Armor and Leggings, level 1 Iron Helmet, and a level 2 Deerhide Cloak. My armor class is 32. If I don't block Bone Mass, he apparently hits me for 40, just for future notice. I think I did rather well during this battle. Only got hit a couple times, and I'm pretty much destroying all the minions that he's summoning. I struggle on a couple here and there, but I'm sure y'all are gonna overlook that, right? There is a good strategy for handling this guy, just to distance yourself from him and not get hit. Kind of distance his swipes for a minute. As soon as his swipes are done, just go in and do damage. You take less damage that way. The worst thing that he could summon is either a Draugr archer or a skeleton archer. Actually not sure if he can summon Draugr archers. That may have just been a wandering thing that happened to me once. But yeah, skeleton archers. Fucking worst thing he could summon. So you can't time it because you can't see it because it's behind him or shooting through him, and it's kind of bullshit. You literally have to go kill that archer before you can finish this battle safely. So I go around the skull to kill the archer. The archer's not there. Where the fuck the archer go? If you ever get poisoned by a blob, you should just kill the blob. The cooldown on their poison ability is pretty long. Bone Mass summoned another skeleton archer. I hate that. If you're in like melee combat with the guy, you shouldn't just throw stuff behind you to summon it. I don't know. I'm being biased. I just hate the skeleton archers in this battle. And it's probably just a mechanic that'll never go away, because it's pretty good random mechanic. Splattering the minions usually doesn't work out that well. Now to finish this off gracefully. Let's go, bro. You're done for now. This is the home stretch, man. Get fucking murdered. That was a record time on Bone Mass, guys. That was a record time for me, at least. Having slain Bone Mass, I start preparing for the mountain. I make me some frost resist mead, throw it in the fermenter, and then I start farming some stuff. I needed to farm some iron out of those crypts, and I also eventually needed to make it to the trader. That belt that you buy from the trader is pivotal when trying to move dragon eggs on a mountain, or from a boat, or from anywhere, honestly. You need it for dragon eggs. Don't need it per se, but you want it. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I don't know how much iron I actually need to finish the game. I haven't done the math, I haven't put it on paper. I have thought about it and thought that I should put all of this on paper so I don't do extra copper farming, extra tin farming, or whatever. But I haven't, so I kind of estimate each time. And so, yeah, I kind of filled up the boat with iron here. Meanwhile, my frost resist mead finished, which is great. I can finally check out the mountain. But first, I set sail with a full load of iron and portal supplies to the trader. On the way down south, I saw a goblin village. I was checking it out, and then I looked to my left and there's a fucking serpent chasing me. I decided to hunt this one down. I really wanted the serpent meat for the mountain and the boss. Next two bosses. I'm gonna have to recommend the poison arrows for anyone hunting serpents. It's pretty nice if you can get them. If you can hit them like while they're running away and kill them. I honestly wasted that last arrow. The poison would have killed him. The health I put him at. Having slain the mighty serpent, I head off to the trader in search of riches. The area the trader was in had a lot of shallow water pools and whatnot. Would probably be a really good place to fish. Having set up my portal, I hauled all my loot back, sold it, and I had just enough to get my belt, but I did not have enough to get the Ymir flesh that I needed for a Frostner later, so that's still in the making. I went back to the base, rested up, came back, and I left my portal up because I still need that Ymir flesh, and I just decided to take the boat back with all the iron, get that back home so I can start smelting it. I saw a pretty neat little goblin fortress. I marked it on my map and I want to raid that sometime. It's on my continent. It's also near the forest, so I should be able to do it. Upon arriving home, I ran some iron up to the base, started smelting that, and then I had my frost resist flasks, my mead, so I went up to the mountain to scout it out since it had just become daytime. For the most part, I had some time to scout, and believe it or not, guys, I actually found silver this run. My last 2 attempts that made it into the mountain, I didn't find any silver anywhere, and then I died. So I found silver, guys. Look at this. And you know what else I learned from last 2 runs? Is when the sun goes down, get the fuck off the mountain, especially when you're not overly geared. So I spent the night improving the base. I upgraded my workshop, which allowed me to get more troll hide upgrades and various other things. Day 20. I head up into the mountain again. It's now daytime, should be safe. I plan on just checking it out a little bit more. I go up another side that I haven't looked at. Found some silver like right away, which is great. I mined all of it that I could, and then I left it. I found some dragon eggs. This mountain range was a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be, and I'm surprised I found 2 silver on it, so I'm doing pretty good right now. Coming over one of the ridges though, I spotted this building with a red glow in it, and you know what that means. I'm about to know where the legendary Mother of Dragons is. Spawns. Whatever. Wherever her altar is. Oh my god, guys, it's on the fucking mountain I'm on. There's no way I put my home right next to this. I lucked out. This is actually... Since this happened like this, I'm really reconsidering whether I should research the seed that I play on before I play on it. Or not. Because I wasted days traveling around this continent. And I looked at the world map after the game, after I died. And I think I would have chose a very similar spot had I looked at the whole world map prior to playing. And it would have saved me days of just searching around the entire map. Anyway, whatever I decide to do, that's not what's happening right now. So I went back to the base. I did some base improvements. I upgraded a few things, made myself a silver shield, and I headed up the mountain as soon as morning hit to go face Motor. I'm fighting Motor with a level 1 iron mace, a level 1 silver shield, level 4 fine wood bow, a bunch of poison arrows. I have some iron arrows and some flint head and some fire for backup. And I have 36 armor class, rocking level 3 troll hide stuff, still rocking my level 1 iron helmet. Holy shit, that ice hurts. I'm really fucking lucky that I've only been hit once by that ice blast. I'm not too sure what I'm supposed to do about that, other than use this rock for cover until the rock's destroyed. Fuck guys, I almost died. I'm at 29 health. Kinda a little panicked right now. I popped my health potion, my healing mead, because, you know, I'm really panicked and I don't want to die in the next hit. I was so panicked I hadn't even realized that he landed. What I've heard is true. This pathing really does suck. You can't move from where he's at. I'm not sure if I should go melee him or not. To be fair, the environment's kicking my ass too. Well, not sure what to do, so I get behind my rock again. I got another icicle in the face. Not fun. To be honest, I should just sit here and keep doing this, but I felt like it was cheeseballing the boss and I wanted to maybe get in some melee, so I tried to get up there. I mean, an easy boss, who wants that, right? Let's get up in there. I've been trying to think of a weapon that attacks downward for a while. The only one I can think of is that AoE Stag Breaker. But this boss, like if you had a downward striking weapon and jumped on their back, I think you could kill them really easily. I just don't know what it would be. Maybe one of the Asgear things? I don't know. I haven't used every weapon in this game. I think I should rely on RNG and luck to win this fight. It's gotta be the best method. But no, for realsies, I actually pull out my shield here and try and block some of his ice shots. It seems to be working. Or he's missing, she's missing. Really don't know. I really think it's blocking him though. This definitely feels like the worst method though, because I'm sitting out in the open and I can only get in 2 arrows before I pull my shield back out, or I might potentially die. Hey, and the dragon finally lands on a spot where I think I can melee him. I'm gonna try. I'm dancing with this dragon and I have no stamina, so I can't really block anything. It's kind of dumb. I probably shouldn't be doing this. Yowzers. I like to think I learned from that bite, and I go in with full stamina. Her reach is fucking ridiculous though. Look at that. I've missed so many arrows in this battle. I used to be so good. I used to be such a good shot. I don't know what happened here. I don't know if it's just because I don't use the bow that much, because I've been doing hardcore runs and most of it's with a club, a mace. I just don't know. Anywho, I try and use an axe on motor and see if that might do more damage than that mace. It doesn't appear so though. It's about here that I realized that this weird terrain might actually get me killed. But I also realized that my frost resist flask is going to wear out. And that was the last one that I had on me. And I have no frost resist gear. So I leave. I gotta leave this battle. I was really hoping to do it in 8 minutes. And it took long. So I made it off the mountain. I didn't die there. She was shooting at me, but fuck that, wasn't gonna die. I made it down to my safe little villa. Made myself a wolf hide cape, which I now had the silver and the wolf head for. So now I should have frost resistance, so I don't need the mead. And I went back up to face her. I had some gray dwarfs chase me up the mountain. I was really hoping they would just leave me the fuck alone, but apparently they kept chasing me. And I ran into some wolves, so now I have a whole army to fight. But I was doing okay. That's fine. It's fine. Everything's good. Fuck. I just went from 100 health to 0 in a split second. I had enough time to block, but my block was the wrong direction anyway. I got hit by 2 of those ice shards, I'm pretty sure, that blew up on me, because each one did 65 damage. So there it is, guys. I died. Motor killed me. I don't think those wolves would have killed me if I was kicking their ass pretty good. The Grey Dwarfs kind of hit me into the wolves, and it looked like it was doing more damage than they were. But yeah, I died to Motor's Ice Blast, or Ice Storm, or whatever those things are called. I've been looking up ways to beat that, and I have a few ideas for next time. I'm not going to elaborate right now though. Instead, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for my next video.